So we're at Ashtabula, the Ashtabula Train Disaster Monument at Chestnut Grove Cemetery.
Haven't been here in like 5 months.
We are just wanting to, you guys know how we like to try and test different things out just for science. So everyone keeps talking about this GhostTube app. I've seen different TikTok videos, YouTube videos of people trying it out. So kind of like what we did with the Necrophonic app, which we're still kind of undecided about. We wanted to see what will happen with this, so we already have it running to sweep. So we want to see if anything comes through of relevance to other things that we've got, like on the SB7. Just to see if anything kind of connects. If any of you guys have used it too, let me know if you guys think it's...
I didn't hear about it till Mom brought it up to me.
We were gonna stop at Collins first, but like stuff was saying like we've had better luck at the actual mass grave in the past.
Most of the time it's really like when we have the SB7 and I'm holding it like a phone. I tend to get like a lot of responses.
Do you want to hold the SB7 while we're doing this?
Yeah, sure.
I have it in the back seat from... We were supposed to go to Madison the other day and...
Mommy wasn't feeling up to it.
I was having a bad day.
Do you have the other thing? Like the newer one?
No. Dude, the battery is like shit on this right now. I need to get new ones. Wait, do you want it on AM or FM?
Don't we get better stuff on FM?
Yeah. I don't have the aux cord to connect the JBL to it right now, so it's really gonna kind of be what can be heard with the naked ear.
Is anybody here with us?
Over here.
Sorry. I was looking out the window, my bad.
Your teeth are like for real hot pink. She had a hot pink donut right before we came here, so.
It was really good.
Sexy.
Shout out to gas station donuts.
EP.
Alright, where am I looking? Where am I supposed to be looking? Tree?
Where are you?
Love.
Okay.
Banana. No, I'm just kidding.
So mean. Is that your last name? Could be their first name, like in you. Still waiting for season 3 to come out. Excuse me, what was that? If you said something, can you repeat yourself, please?
Are you one of the disaster victims?
Need.
You need what?
Need love?
Me too.
Sounded like a whimper.
Did it?
You a hopeless romantic? Aren't we all? Sorry.
So like if you guys see, because this app basically screen records while it's sweeping, the green bar that looks like it has the magnet is supposed to be an EMF detector in here, which I don't really know how that would work. Like, so I know, let me see if this will work right now. I don't even know if it's dead. Like with the K2. We'll see if it goes up when I get this closer, because I know that this will go off if it's close to your phone because of the magnet in your phone. So we'll see if it kind of trips the other way. So the K2 is getting higher. I know I'm blocking myself, but there's really not, like, you can see it kind of tripping a little bit on, see how like it's almost like vibrating. I pulled it away. It's still doing it. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Let's test it again.
It's normally when you put it up to the phone, it gets higher.
Yeah, so the K2 is fluctuating, but the...
Hello? Would anybody like to talk?
So the app was developed by a paranormal group. I cannot recall their names right now. If you like go on YouTube and search GhostTube, the developers, like their channel comes up. I was watching their video yesterday. So like I got the premium just so that we could get the max recording time and more words. So it has like an 800 word bank that it sweeps through with the premium.
Says Amy Wayne.
Yeah, so what is their actual group?
I am looking it up.
But I think it's like $12 for the premium for the year. So just so that we could test it out and the different features,
Data is slow out here.
True.
Not a lot is coming up.
Yeah, I know her name is Amy. They have an actual paranormal group though. So if you like search like GhostTube review on YouTube, you can see their actual channel. They are investigators, and they have great reviews under that video. Yesterday I was just laying in bed messing with it, and when I would record, no words would come up. But then I would go to shut it off and it said like crazy, coffin, I forget what else, but it was like almost like it was if it was anything, like it was making fun of me, because it was like as soon as I stopped recording it, a word would come. Not sponsored by Bang.
It's my favorite.
Is that right? What'd you say, baby?
Sound like somebody said something.
On the SB7?
Yeah, I heard it again. I just can't tell what it is. I hear like a woman's voice. Like it's definitely like a higher woman's voice. I just can't really tell what she's saying because like it comes through like it sounds like mumbled or murmured.
Do you want me to try adjusting it? You gotta remember too, like when we're here, we get more.
Dorothy.
Okay. Dorothy. Is that who's talking in the SB7? Okay. Nice to meet you, Dorothy.
I'm gonna try it. So we usually get more feedback here as far as like breakthrough on the SB7 with the signal, because this is on the top of a hill.
Grandson.
Grandson. Is your grandson still alive? Miss your grandson, Dorothy?
Give it reverse.
What's your grandson's name?
What's your grandson's name? Ooh, I don't eat. Do you still have Necrophonic on your phone?
Yeah.
Ooh, I heard something come through. I don't know what it was though. Let's do an app battle. Just to see if anything matches. So we're gonna shut this off for now, just because it's gonna be harder to hear this because we have no.
What do we do? Reverb and white noise?
Yes.
Dorothy?
I forget if I was on Facebook or where I was at the other day, like looking. Somebody was talking about the different apps, and they were saying how basically anything that has like the reverb or like the echo, they personally discredit, just because I think their point, which makes sense, is that it gives the brain more chances to kind of like make a word out of something that's not there.
Excuse that, I had a text message.
Oh, I thought that you got to put it in airplane mode when you do it.
1 second.
Rookie mistake.
I didn't think about it.
Like, have any of you used
Dorothy.
this?
Dorothy. Okay. Dorothy, were you talking about your grandson? Dorothy, what is it that you need? Somebody said need. Dorothy. Is it... Dorothy, what do you need?
So I think why people use reverb is it kind of slows that process down. Like, you hear how fast the blurbs are coming through. So like this has actual words, like word banks, so you can see like it'll like put the word up. This one is like a sound bank, but it's like different, like it or like word sounds, word blurbs, and it's supposed to allow spirit to manipulate those blurbs, like we've talked about before, and form a word or sentence. And some people commented like that they've had this, the GhostTube app have full sentences come through, which we've had that happen with this. With we've talked about this before. The whole "it is Tommy" at Wildwood Sanitarium, when we were asking who was messing with the fly.
Even my tongue is pink. Jesus.
I know. That's why I was like, holy crap. No artificial dyes or sweeteners.
For real.
Does anybody want to talk to us? I'm kind of curious if we go back down the hill. Remember when we were doing the session down at the bottom of the hill and the guy was basically like saying craziness to us?
Yeah, we can go down there. Be like, hey.
We're going to keep recording just because who knows what's going to come through. So you might hear some engine noise. Like these. Oh, that was still on. My bad.
Mobby dog.
Oh. Hold on to this just in case because we might test it out. Just to see.
Anybody looking for the
Aroused.
Aroused.
Ew.
Okay, no, this is what's gross.
Ew.
So we're going back down the hill because when I said the guy said crazy stuff to us in the session we did at the bottom of this hill, the guy said he would rape us on the SB7.
And of course this thing just said aroused. I'm gonna throw up. Ugh.
Of all words to come through.
That's disgusting. Dad, anything else to say, smart guy?
This is what would scare you, is driving past one of these where the tree sticks out and you have
Oh
to like,
my God, I would
and there's
throw
graves
up.
right here.
Oh my god.
So Stephanie, we were supposed to go get her temps today, but they were closed because
For weeks, for like a month now, we keep trying to get my temps, but it's like things just keep going wrong.
like a series of unfortunate events. And so we were driving here and I was like, oh, like driving here would be a great way for you to learn to drive. Like it's along 84, it's a straight way, like it's back roads. So we pull in here to the cemetery and this is like on a hill, it like winds up. She's like, I would not drive in here because
I would have a panic attack.
yeah, she's like, I'd be afraid.
My anxiety is bad enough.
She's like, I'd be afraid I'd hit a grave.
Like,
And I just had to maneuver like between a tree and
graves.
so we're going down the hill now, down to the area where we were before. Yeah, okay. What was that?
I don't know. How's everybody doing?
No regret.
No regret. Okay, dude.
No regrets.
What if it's the guy saying he doesn't regret what he said?
I know. You asked that, and we just got a super high spike. I don't know if that's real or once I drive if it's gonna go down.
Really?
Turn that on.
Okay. How do you turn it on?
Unless what?
29.
29.
Stan, you're 29, dude? Great, it's illegal. Oh yeah, my birthday has happened since we last uploaded.
Ooh, Stephanie's 17. Okay, here it's triggering again.
How do you turn this thing on? Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
sure, it's like alive.
I don't know.
Nothing's happening.
You said nothing's happening. We were right over here, weren't we? Yeah. It's still up. I don't know why it's still up.
I'm just gonna put
Let me grab the K2. Let's see if for science.
All right, dude, what you gotta say?
Unless the app is malfunctioning.
Because it's like it hasn't gone up at all. Cousin?
Put reverb back on. Like it's different tone voices coming through now. I just kind of want to know why all of a sudden the EMF part spiked. The only thing that changed is we came down the hill.
Right.
But now I wonder if we went back up the hill, would it go down?
Flowers around here are really pretty.
Is there anything else you want to say to us? I just heard misery.
Anything from Dorothy?
Yeah, Dorothy, are you still here? Can you make the EMF meter go back down?
Smells like silicone.
It smells like formaldehyde to me.
I don't know what formaldehyde smells like.
It's been sitting in my office drawer for a few weeks, and I work near biomedical research. Did we show you guys this we got? Pretty excited to use it. And it's dead, so I can't even show you the features and stuff on it right now. But
We haven't really been able to use it much ourselves.
yeah, so we're gonna be testing this out, the SB11 with the noise reduction on it that Gary sent us, and the paranormal music box.
When are we gonna be doing that?
Never. No. I mean, even if like for experimental purposes, so we can teach ourselves how to use it more, like so that when we're like at a location, we're not figuring it out on location. But with the music box, I know that it has to calibrate. So like, I don't know if you can, I'm sure you can do it at different places because you got to take it different places. But like when you set it down, like you can't be around it because it has to calibrate to make sure that there's nothing around it triggering motion. So when there truly is motion in front of it, it'll go off.
It would have been good to test out last Friday. There was just a lot of people.
We would get there. I struggle with social anxiety sometimes. I was feeling a bit overwhelmed. Does anybody want to talk to us before we shut it off? You gotta show us you're here. tell us something relevant. Is this who was talking to us before last time we were here? I got a phone call, so it stopped. So I closed completely out of the app on purpose and started it back to let this recalibrate. So you can see it recalibrated. It's back down to green. So I think it may have like had like a fluctuation whenever that response came through. I'm cautiously.
Could have glitched and stayed up or something.
No, like for us to get that response the same time that came through and there was relevance to it, could be something like obviously like definitely skeptical, like we're trying different things out, but those did connect, like the two things happening at the same time, but I think it kind of glitch and stick. While we're waiting for responses with this, if you decide to try it out or use it or whatever, in the top right corner you can see the different icons. The magnet, like you can turn different detectors off, like you can turn the dictionary. Let me see if I can do it while I'm just show you how it, like you can take these away and then you can bring whichever one back. You can turn the camera on or off, and just have the features come up. Stuff like that. I'm keeping it up just for the review purposes. You can turn that one off. Make sure you close out so it's not randomly spitting words out at us. Alright, so it's all on here. If anybody wants to say anything and prove to us this is real, it's your time to shine.
I was just wondering if the smart guy wants to say something.
Oh, our guy?
My brain is farting.
I wonder what that smell was.
The formaldehyde.
Your brain fart. What do you think?
I like it.
What do you think of this in comparison to the necrophonic?
Well, they're definitely very different. This alone, like, has the magnet thing. I don't know how, like,
Reliable?
yeah, like, yeah, how reliable that the magnet thing can be. I trust, I have faith in the little word bank. Like, obviously it's,
I know you don't like the blurbs like in the necrophonic, like how
I always thought that was weird how it's like, I was like, oh yeah, it's the same voice always coming through, and my mom was like, girl.
See, I think that is smarter.
I like that the spirits can have a chance to like nab it, say what they need to say, because it's just like that in the SB7.
Yeah, because I think that shows more intelligence if
Right.
it has to actually manipulate. It's sweeping and it has to like manipulate those sounds to form a word or sentence. Like, can this app have words come through that have relevance to what we were talking about? Or absolutely.
Sorry.
For what? You didn't do nothing wrong. What are you saying sorry for? For interrupting? Sorry.
But I think definitely try it out more.
I just want to know what this person's sorry for. Like, what's up? Dorothy, you sorry? Is it the smart man that's sorry? I hope you're sorry, sir. You are rude. Ignorant.
Yeah, like if you go back to one of our other So Gary Galka reviewed one of our last sessions we did here with the SB7, and like we had heard some of the stuff, like some of the responses we were getting, and he ended up watching it and he was like, hey, like I did a review of this too because there's some stuff you guys didn't hear, and the guy was saying I'd rape her or something like to that effect. That's on in my liked, like on our channel liked videos, or go to Gary Galka's channel and you'll see like where he did the Ghost More Girls SB7 session, and it's on there. So it was right in this exact spot, and there's
Under.
The ground?
It was under this spot. If he's buried here, that makes sense. But I think when we come here, there's definitely like one or two individuals that try and talk to us when we're here. Like it's the same ones. I don't think it's different people, and I don't even think it's anybody associated with the train disaster. Like the guy that was communicating with us last time was talking about what, being a murderer, or
Maybe.
why do I feel like we were getting responses like that? It could just be,
I can't really remember all that much because it has been a while since then. But obviously, we can go and look back.
yeah.
But we normally do tend to get like some sort of responses, or just like the one time it was like, even as we were leaving and I was up there holding the SB7 like to my ear, like I was getting like not a lot of response, but it was just like, just say anything, like literally anything. Like I need you to say anything. Like there's no signal, I'm not getting anything through it, anything. And it's just like I get, what was it, like a hello? Like it was very clear, it was like a hello. And they would like occasionally respond. I was listening to them until like we were like on the, like not the, it was not the highway, not the freeway, I forget what it's called, but it was like we were out there still, and it was just like I was still listening to it, like saying, yeah, we were far from here, whatever. I just was getting stuff, and I wanted to see if I could keep getting stuff, because it was like the same guy just kept talking, and I didn't know if he was gonna want to keep talking.
I know that some of the people that died during the train disaster didn't die from the crash and from burning. There were people that came and showed up with, like, a lot of the townspeople came because there was no hospital here in Ashtabula whenever that happened. So like people who lived in the surrounding area were like flocking to the riverbank to try and help these people. Well, amongst those people were also like gang members who just like tried to mix themselves in with the crowd and were actually robbing and killing some of the victims for their belongings, and then just taking off. So the way some of these people died wasn't even from this actual event.
Turn it off.
Sorry. I didn't know this was a sensitive topic for you. I'm sorry.
Then I'm going to keep talking about it. They didn't die from the fall and all of that. There were these murderers and gang members that were coming and robbing and killing these people who were these disaster victims. So it makes you wonder, is that what they're trying to communicate to us? Is that's how they died? Or is it the spirit of, because they were, these people who did this were from Ashtabula too. So that's still where we're at. Like, are those people here too? These people who did that to those people? I mean, who knows?
Who figured that out? Like, how is that figured out?
I don't know. I've heard it from quite a few people. Like Joe was telling me. I think Crystal's dad was telling me as well. I've read about it online. Like it was a common thing, and like that's why a lot of there have been rumors that there had been like gold and stuff on the train, and like for a long time people were like scouring the riverbank, digging through, thinking that they would find these like gold coins that were, or like gold bars that were rumored to have been on that train that day. And like there's no way to know if that was a fact or not, or to know if they were stolen by some of these people that were helping, or what really happened to this
pendant.
Somebody stole your pendant? That's rude. It's rude. Somebody killed you for your pendant? Is that what happened? I'm sorry. That's terrible. I'm so sorry.
Why did you want me to turn it off? Did I strike a nerve? Or is that just a sensitive subject? As the train's coming by.
The timing. It's so ironic.
Do you guys hear that?
Second.
Second train. Second what? Second? What do you mean?
Do you guys want to say bye to us? We're going to get ready to go. Unless you have anything else you want to talk about. Well, good thing is it's spring now. It's warming up. We will be getting back out into the field. You will be seeing a lot more of us. You're welcome. But we missed you guys. We can't wait to see what we find this year. See what we experience and get to share it with you guys. If there's anything that you guys would like to see from us, or like questions you have for us or whatever, let us know.
Peaceful.
Peaceful. Okay.
We're always peaceful. So I changed my mind. I'm gonna keep recording on here while I'm driving home, because 84 is kind of a historic path, like Underground Railroad, going through like Unionville, Madison, Perry, all of that. So if something is with us and likes talking crap to us like it has been, it'll come through. And if on the way anything pops up, we'll get it.
Chicken nugget.
Every summer, like the amount of trees that are coming down and branches, like I know it's been windy
always
and
in
stuff.
Cemeteries for some reason.
Well, there's a lot of trees in cemeteries. That's part why, and we go to the older cemeteries, and so
Fuck.
we so because they're older cemeteries, like these trees were planted,
Right.
who knows how long ago. Ooh, on the way through. Okay, so here's my curiosity. It keeps spiking when we get down to this area. I don't know if there's something.
Bye.
No. I want to see. Did you see that?
Yeah. It, like, right
Yeah,
as she
okay,
turned
so
it
the
on, it went to
K2
the middle. It keeps randomly spiking to the middle. Maybe it'll be Kaima's try. Who knows?
Let me try.
Watch out, world. I'm feeling a little cheeky. Ow. That actually hurt.
Do not drive. NK2.
Girl, I'll hold it.
Just make sure it stays. So I'm going to go back up the hill. It's when we go down the hill that it goes up. So I don't know if there's something like under the pavement here or in this area that like has like an increased magnetic field that's making both EMF detectors go off. But we are finna find out.
Jesus.
Sheesh.
Jeez. Little steep.
Okay. All right. So hold that a little closer so that we see if they kind of match up.
Why is my face so itchy all of a sudden?
So now it's staying green. But I wonder if we go back over that way. If it'll do it again because it was over in this area. I'm going back down that area one more time and then we're going to exit out of the cemetery. So we'll just see if it's this lower area that triggers it. That's really weird because twice it did it and then the last time it didn't. Like, alright, you can shut that off. Just hold it and
It's started spiking once I turn it off.
if any of you are like from Northeast Ohio and you have not been out here, like it is definitely somewhere to check out. Oh, what I was getting ready to say before that started spiking again is on the way through, if you want, we can go to Evergreen and see.
What do you do now? Where do you want to put it?
Just in the back seat back here. Don't like throw it, obviously, but that was weird that we were talking about what the responses were last time we were there and it said aroused.
Yeah.
Still anything that like you're either super skeptical about or super curious about?
Like location wise or like communication spirit wise?
Both.
I've always been super skeptical.
10.
I don't know.
I've always been super skeptical of pendulums and Ouija boards because the way that horror movies and literally just teenagers who do them for fun,
Like entertainment purposes to spook their friends.
I'm very skeptical of Ouija boards.
But with Ouija boards, if I did one, it would have to be like with somebody that I absolutely trusted, that I know that they wouldn't manipulate it. But I think that that can kind of, sometimes I think whether it's that you're nervous or like your psyche, like who knows, even if you don't think that you're pushing it or triggering it, like if you really are or not.
It's just like, in my experience with Ouija boards, like I personally haven't used them. I've been in the same room as people who who were using it, and I was watching them, and it's like, you can just tell when somebody's pushing it, like, and all the answers were biased towards them.
So that's what I liked, even though we didn't mess with it, when Lori Wagatha at Wildwood Sanitarium, when she was showing us around the house before we did the investigation, they have a few spirit boards there, and one of them has almost like a LED in the planchette, to where if there's pressure put on it, the planchette lights up. And I like that, because then you kind of know if it's being manipulated or not by the people who are using it.
Right. I'll always be hesitant about like apps. Like we're literally using one right now. It's just like I'm skeptical, because it's like people can make anything. Like they can make an app about anything, make it do say anything. You can make an app just to tap the screen, and it'll show you a stick man doing a backflip.
Or like those ghost apps where you can like put you can insert almost like
I'm going.
All right, have a good time. I hope you had a fun time.
You can insert almost like an apparition into whatever photo you take.
Exactly, like Photoshop, voice changers, everything. Like it's so easy to fake stuff, like especially like YouTube videos. There's countless YouTube videos where they do all this acting and fake all this stuff, and like even Ghost Adventures fake stuff.
Right. And that, so as much as like whenever she was younger, like I loved watching Ghost Adventures, like whenever they first came out, like I loved their initial documentary and everything, but I felt like the bigger,
as the years have went on, like you can tell like they really have to like,
things are more sensationalized. And
yeah, they have to like make more things happen to like keep it interesting. But it was a lot more interesting when everything was more authentic, and that's really what we try to do, is keep everything like authentic.
Well, and part of that is just like your own credibility. Like whenever you want to do paranormal investigating to get real answers, or to know if there's an afterlife, or if there
is anything at all.
Yeah, does our energy die? Do the spirits stay here with us? Are the loved ones that we miss still here with us? Kind of like, I don't know if any of you saw the episode we did whenever it was the day we first started. Just, we didn't release it right away, at the cemetery with her paternal grandfather that she'd never met. He passed away when her dad was 2. Yeah. And we got such extremely relevant responses. And before we started the session that day, we sat there with nothing on, just having a conversation, explaining like, hey, this is what we're going to be doing, this is why we're doing it, you know, if you want to help us, basically, and show that you're still here and that loved ones are still here after they're gone, this is how you can do that. And then we turned everything on, we started just having a conversation, and we got some of the most relevant and clear responses that we've had the entire time.
Yeah.
So I think that is the type of stuff that is truly authentic and that really matters, because you're not gonna get stuff all the time. Like us driving down the road right now, you know, you don't expect, like, you get random
You don't expect someone to give you a full sentence saying, I was murdered when I was 13 and I'm hidden in the field over here by the high school.
As we drive past Geneva High School. So many people have had experiences at some point in their life that have made them question the afterlife or confirm it for them, and it's that they're looking for that validation. And I think that people who are truly in this field for the right reasons, have had those experiences too, or they know people who have those experiences, and they want to be able to help provide that validation either for themselves or for the people around them, just to show that there's more.
Trying to get that verification, like, for yourself. Like, a lot of people do it because they want to believe like they will get that good afterlife, like they spend their whole life doing morally good and having good morals, to believe that they get to go somewhere where they get rewarded for it. And a lot of this is just seeing what could and couldn't be there, I guess. I
Front.
find it front of the house looks nice. It's hard to put into words, I guess.
It's all about, like, we all, whether you believe in the paranormal or not, we all have something that we believe in that we can't see.
Right. Tell me I'm wrong.
But, like, even, like, not even, like, afterlife related, but, like, cryptoids and, you know,
Skinwalkers.
yeah. There's so much more around us.
Like, especially, like, they made that fake documentary for, what is it, Hellstown? Is that what it's called? Helltown.
Boston Heights.
Yeah. Like, how they made that fake documentary of that thing taking over that place, and it's why.
What is that called?
I don't remember.
I almost said Mandalorian.
Mom showed it to me and my friend.
No, but you said, so it's in that game. There's
what, the Wendigos?
Wendigos. So, like, raises the question, like, whether it's about Wendigos or melon heads in Kirtland, Ohio, Bigfoot,
Loch Ness Monster. Back with, like, indigenous people, like, figuring out that type of stuff. Like, there are so many folklores you'll hear from Native Americans and all different types of people. You'll hear of this type of creature and this type of creature who can take form of anything, or so many countless stories of odd, like, unexplainable stories people will tell, like, upload to the internet, and you'll, you know, just be scrolling through YouTube, it'll be like 3 scary stories, and you listen to them, and people are like, this is literally what happened to me, but it's like,
people think they're crazy.
Yeah, people rush to think, oh no, that could, or just overall, like, you never know what type of things, like, could be going on with people, like superhuman type people, or like vampires. Like, there's been, like, weird types of cases with people who, like, are, like, vampires and so on and so forth. Like, I feel like there are so many different types of branches from, like, normal humans.
And that's that has been something else, like, that I've wanted to do episodes on, like,
right.
Not just our sessions or investigations, but, you know, going over the different possible other creatures that are out there besides us as humans, or the animals that we know of. Like, there's so much of the world that is undiscovered, and, like, things that we have not
Yellow.
seen.
Yellow. Yep, there's yellow signs.
Yeah. So right now we are about to pass the Unionville Cemetery and the Unionville Tavern, and I was telling Stephanie on the way here that
The yellow house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that your old house?
There was a one of the graves in the Unionville Cemetery was a secret passageway that went down. There was a tunnel that would go from the cemetery to the Unionville Tavern as part of the Underground Railroad. And that's part of why was such, like, a monumental place out here. But yeah, there really is just so much
Because it's like there are millions of galaxies. Like we have like an infinite universe. You have no idea what type of intelligent life could be out there. Or unintelligent life. It could be like orbs. I don't know.
And who knows if they just like ride past Earth and they like think we're the ghetto. Like, I know.
Not the ghetto. Mom, speed up.
They're like,
Clutches purse.
right.
Roll your windows up here.
Victoria.
Victoria. That is a beautiful name.
The houses we just drove past are all Victorian homes.
Yeah.
Don't know if that's relevant, but
Could be.
right on 84 as you go through Madison.
There's just a lot to life. Like, yeah, life can be very short and very fast at the same time. Like, there is just so much to it.
But like, yeah, because like I know Adam is very much into like looking into the concept of, you know, time, you know, whether it's time travel, our imprints on time, all of that. Like, that's why he does those ripples. You could basically, like, they've done experiments where, say there's a brand new house just built, and you could be in this place, and like you can almost like create the energy and create this moment in time where, like, you, if you're sitting and talking about like, okay, in this house this
Little boy fell off the swing and snapped its neck.
Then, you know, you put that energy into the house, and then they've done these experiments where then a team comes in and they're investigating. They literally get evidence that backs. Then they have no knowledge of that this was just like imprinted into the house. Like, this energy and the story was imprinted into the house. But then they end up like they're using their devices and everything, and then there's this evidence that backs it. So it's like, okay, so do you actually create that haunting, like that energy there, or does, like, when you tell that story, does it draw the spirit of somebody who that really happened to? Like, does it almost like conjure them there? Like, what really happens?
Just like the belief that it's like everything you do creates a new reality. Like, whether or not I choose to say the word apple, if I didn't say it, a whole new reality was created. Or I didn't say it, I chose to say banana.
It's almost like the butterfly effect.
Huge butterfly effect. Like, a lot of life is a huge butterfly effect. Everything just affects everything, whether it wants to or not.
Have you noticed we've got, like, in comparison to like the words that came through whenever we were actually in the cemetery versus now, like, we've only got numbers. Well, no, we got the Victoria whenever we were going through
Victoria,
Beverly,
yellow,
and the two numbers, 10 and 29 was when we were still at the cemetery.
yeah.
Like, for the amount of road we've driven on, there's been no other EMF spikes either. So I'll be curious to know if whenever we go into Evergreen, if there are any spikes, because that will be kind of telling. I wonder if you can, so I know that one of the, I forget the name of was it Paranormal State that did an investigation at the Lake County Poorhouse. Well, it's the Historical Society now, but I think that Resident Undead actually investigated there too. I wonder if you can pay to do an overnight there. There's a lot of history there, which we've kind of talked about that place briefly whenever, because at Evergreen Cemetery is the Potter Field where they relocated the bodies from whenever they were buried at the poorhouse. they moved them to Evergreen Cemetery, and it's just like a blank.
School ahead. People have school.
Yeah, it's like an empty area field in the cemetery where those from the poorhouse and from like the unmarked people from the original Painesville Cemetery on Washington Street were placed. I remember on 9/11, like the one class change we had, I had to walk from the main building over to the central building, and I was through the catwalk and I was so quiet, like all you could hear was the TVs in the classrooms playing. I'll always remember that. Somebody was talking on Twitter, and I've seen just on different platforms people talking about whether it's inappropriate to do investigations or attempt to connect through on Spirit Box with people from like recent tragic events, like whether it's school shootings or 9/11, different celebrities that have passed away, certain stuff like that, or like the big like true crime, like murder victims. Like my opinion on that, I do think it is inappropriate. Like I know that a lot of people investigate like the older places, and it's places where
time has passed.
Time has passed, and like there are not immediate family members still around that are still grieving and still processing the event.
Being able to investigate or do sessions wherever, like it gives them the chance to say, hey, this is me, still here.
Like, no, like I think at some point, like those type of places and events, like it will be appropriate to have their story told and everything, but I think while their family members are still processing and in that grieving period, it's not appropriate because it's still raw for them. Like, and the people who are either like making, how do I say this? Not everyone's evidence is legitimate. And so people who are fabricating evidence to fit that narrative or fit who they're talking to or what they're talking about,
Like, oh, I had to jump out of the building. Like
it just like is more hurtful to those families and people who it's still raw to.
I think it's a very big difference from like, I mean, the same could kind of be said about the movie Titanic, though.
No, I mean, Titanic was over 100 years ago.
Right. With 9/11 being 20 years ago, well, almost 20 years ago.
That makes me feel very old.
It happened when I wasn't even thought of yet.
I was a senior in high school. We are about to pull into Evergreen Cemetery just for location reference. So if anything starts to come through or you see any spikes, that is why. But again, this is all just for science purposes. We'll see. Like the whole time we've been driving back from Ashtabula, there's been nothing as far as spikes or fluctuations. Should I just do a loop around, or should I go over by Mr. Linhart?
I would just loop around. Mr. Linhart never wants to talk to us.
I mean, who knows?
He's always so mad.
I want to find out more information so we can do like an actual just full episode on
Him?
good old Mr. Linhart.
I don't know why. Like, he for real really has like never talked to us. At least not that I can think.
Maybe he's chill. Maybe he's not.
Maybe he's content with what he did. He can live with himself.
Maybe
Good for
he
him.
is not still earthbound.
Good for him.
I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but the reason why I like this cemetery is because of the history here. Like living in Paynesville and then seeing the history. It's like the history resides here in the cemetery for Paynesville, Lake County, all that. You know, whether it's founders, street names, buildings, all of that. Like, you could literally drive through here and it would be like a roadmap for Paynesville and Lake County. Plus, just knowing the origin of this cemetery, that they moved everyone from Washington Street
To here.
almost everyone. So this turn I'm gonna make up here is right by the Potterfield area, and then a little bit further down is where the original lot, or where the lot is. I'll go right here first. Here's the Potterfield area. And then we'll loop around and go toward the lot where the original people who moved here from Washington Street were relocated. That's the other thing that I wonder about, like the older cemeteries, like these are our more favorite places to go. But it's like, okay, so, you know, they've been gone over 100 or 200 years. It's like, is that still who wants to communicate with us? Like, do they still have something to say? Or, you know, are there more chances of getting communication in a newer cemetery where it's like those who are recently departed and possibly confused about where they are, or if cemeteries are the place at all. Like, I could see like in Ashtabula, because there's the mass grave, like they were not put at rest how they should have been put at rest. But aside from that, like in general, I think that like spirits stay with, like, that people are haunted, not necessarily places. But then I think that when places are haunted, like different places that you go, it's that they've spent a majority of their life there, or that there's a part of their energy that remains there because of whether that it was monumental in their life or that a specific event happened there, and so their spirit stays there because that's where they kind of like were comfortable. Nobody wants to talk to us though.
I wonder how much getting a tattoo hurts.
Depends.
Well, yeah, I know it depends on the type of area you're getting it at. If I were to get it on my hand, it'd hurt. But if you get it like on, I don't know, I can't think of the area that's like not that sensitive. Imagine getting a tattoo on your toe.
There's a lot of nerve endings right there. I'm gonna loop around and go near another area. So, like, lot 17 here at Evergreen Cemetery is the original lot where the graves were moved up from the Washington Street Cemetery up to here whenever they ran out of room. I just don't feel anything. That tree looks tore up.
What they do to it?
That stuff has fell off of it.
Hey, Rockefeller. Wanted to be Rockefeller so bad.
You probably told people that was his name. I don't know if it validates or what, the fact that like everything just kind of got quiet because we were getting.
It's normally pretty quiet here.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's like, does that make it make more sense? Like that we were getting responses like we do usually, like at Ashtabula, and there was relevance.
Right.
And then we also had the spikes, and then there's really, I mean, there were things that were relevant that were said, like what we were by and everything on the way back, and then nothing here. So it's like, it's not like it still just kept spitting out random words whenever we pulled in here or anything like that.
Right.
So we shall see as we try in the future. So I hope you enjoyed our ramblings and theories, and if you guys would want to see us do some episodes on the possibilities of like what else could be out there besides
Paranormal.
yeah, let us know. But that is all for now. Have a wonderful day.
Yes.
It's lovely chatting with you.